Thank Hey, boy. Hey, hi, everybody. Hi, Melanie. Hi, Jamie. Um,
Hey,
Hello.
Steve.
yeah, boy, we got a heck of a show. Pretty simple show, but a heck of a show. All right. But before we get going on that, we got a thunderstorm right on top of us. All right. So my dogs are barking, neighbors' dogs are barking, people about 5 miles down the road, their dogs are barking. But um, but that doesn't hold a candle to what happened last week. So does it, Melanie? I don't know if you all
Nope.
know this or not, but some of you won't. The Hurricane Beryl,
Yes.
okay, GPRS got hit pretty hard. The
Hmm.
headquarters got hit real hard, and there's significant damage there, and
Hmm.
that's not good thing. That's not good.
Well, and
Uh,
last I heard, they still don't have power. Like, someone lent a backup generator, um, but
and
they
this
still
storm
don't have power
happened
back on.
Monday. This was Monday. This storm hit. Okay, and right.
Yes.
Yes. Now you're in Houston. You got hit
Hmm.
too, didn't you?
I did.
No.
Thankfully, my power is back.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank goodness. That's why we don't have any GPRS dogs on this week because most of them were in Houston. Okay. They don't have power. Matilda just barely got her power back on yesterday, but we have the show set. By the way, I like your T-shirt, Melanie.
Thank you.
Yeah, look at that. And pretty. And next week, hopefully, Jamie will just pop in and say hi with the new design of these T-shirts. Yeah.
Oh, it's not the
So
one you have on.
not blue. No.
Oh,
Now we're gonna. Now you'll be surprised. You just let me know when you open it up what your first impression is.
okay. All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
So all of our hosts have these shirts. So and then some other people too. Some important people for the show that you may never see. All right. And we also have Roman going to be down here today. But the dog we have on, he's a pretty special guy now. And I'm going to actually bring Roman up while we're playing the video for okay, Amos used to
Amos?
be his name. His name is now a character of the
Oh,
animated TV
Iro.
series. Iro?
Iro. Iro.
Okay, looks like they misspelled iron. All right. But yeah, I don't get all that. So we're going to get going with this because I can't wait to hear Roman's take on Iron 2, if there is any. Hi, Roman. You made it. So we're going to play the video. We're going to get Hillary up here, the foster. And this is one amazing dog considering what he's been through to what he is now. And it's only 3 months ago. All right. Approximately. So here's his video. I think the video came out good too.
but now I
Wow. And there he is. That doesn't look like the dog in the video.
Oh,
There's
Wow.
Ira.
Hi, Hillary.
Hello.
Wow. He looks like he's come a long way. How long has it been? What, a few months?
Yeah, about 3 months. I think just a little under.
he's got some nice weight on him.
Yes.
Yeah. When he brought in was about 60 pounds, and then he was fixed a couple weeks ago, and at his appointment he was almost 100 pounds now. So he's really been packing on the food, getting healthy.
And what about his, and Roman's here, my first question would be, what about his behavior? How was that affected? Is he full of food aggression and stuff like that?
Yeah, and he doesn't have any at all. He has one of the gentlest mouths. I can give him a treat or take a treat from him, and he is just extremely gentle. He is obviously very food motivated. He does want to do stuff for food, gets very excited when it's, breakfast or dinner time, but he hasn't shown any signs of aggression really in any area at all. So,
Wow.
yeah, pretty amazing.
That is amazing. And he's starting to conquer his basic cues too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing great. He knows sit, down. He likes to, when we go on walks every day, when you put his harness on, if you tell him foot, he lifts up his feet to put his feet through the harness. And then at dinner time, he sits for his food, and now we've been able to get him to wait for up to 15 seconds before he can start to devour it. So we're working on longer times. I know. Yeah, so he's doing really, really good.
Usually you can't keep a peer's attention for 10 seconds.
I know. I think it may be because he's younger too, but he is just so smart. I think that, someone that wants to do a lot of work with him, would just be amazing.
Yeah. Now, when he first came in, nobody could really give any kind of a accurate, educated guess on even how old he was because of his condition. But
right
now you've got a better idea, right?
Yeah, when he was taken into the veterinary in Utah, he thought 2 to 4. They were kind of leaning more towards 4, but after having him for almost 2 months, he's really just starting to, just be more comfortable and open up. And he definitely is more towards the 2-year-old side. He just has a lot of energy, not in a negative way, but he just gets very excited a couple times a day, loves to play with his toys or try and get the other dogs to play. So definitely would, think closer to the 2-year-old age. So.
Wow.
Hillary, do you have large dogs only, or do you have a small dog as well?
So I have, the only other dog that we have at the moment is a cattle dog mix. So she's a medium dog, but he does go to the dog park with us now, and he's done really good with small dogs or large dogs. And then we do have a cat at home as well, and he's done well with the cat. So.
Wow, he sounds like a great dog.
Yeah, he really is. The only thing that I was telling Steve before we got started here was just that that seems to be getting less, but in the beginning, he did have a pretty high prey drive, for smaller animals, rabbits. Anytime we were on a walk with rabbits, he would really want to take off after those. I'm sure just, from being hungry and trying to fend for himself. And so we were really careful when we introduced the cat, but she's been in rescue with us for several years. And so she's used to all kinds of dogs all the time, and she's pretty tolerant of them. So he does really well with her now. So.
Wow. Ain't that
Don't
something?
you think a lot of my dogs, when they see rabbits outside, They don't have a high prey drive because I have a parrot and cats, but they always react to like bunnies outside.
Sure.
Well,
Yeah.
because of the movement would be part
Yeah.
of it.
You know, he even even at night when we take him for walks, I mean, it's been super hot, so we've had to wait until it's almost dark out, and he can spot them just sitting still on a lawn. So I think it's definitely,
So, Roman, how do you explain all this behavior? He was shot by a human and then dumped out there by a human, and he had to fend off the coyotes, had to fight for food while being injured. Why is his personality so good?
Because
He
it's
has
a
every
Pyrenees.
right to be a butthead.
It's a Pyrenees.
Okay. That explains it. Okay, thank you.
Pyrenees is bred to be non-lethal. Family
And they are
oriented.
very resilient and they're very forgiving, the Pyrenees.
And they usually shake it off. However, we have to see how trauma happens and how this follow behaviors happen because of that. Consistently do something my dog doesn't like, consistently punishing or hurting my dog, the dog makes that connection. The person is dangerous to me.
Right.
If then
right.
another person does that to the dog too, now the dog says, "Oh well, people are not trustworthy," and then being generalized.
Okay.
So I think the dog has good basic traits. He's lucky to
Yeah.
be there and being helped. I don't want to justify anyone, but sometimes we don't know how things are happening.
Yeah.
We should not go down the story. The importance is the dog and
Right,
what's his
right.
future. Not getting
Yeah.
stuck in the story. Getting
Right.
stuck in the
Because
story.
you may never you
By-
may never experience anything from a backstory from him. This may not have created a trauma, I mean, if that's all he knew, we don't know for sure. But now, just out of curiosity, if we're not seeing it yet, is there a possibility we never will see anything from that?
No, you cannot exclude all these things because the dog has to go into a similar situation, going through a similar experience.
So
if the dog,
it can be triggered.
right, and the coyotes will come in the area, and he had that experience. His complete survival response need to be established. Right. So the
So
dog
if a coyote comes in his neighborhood, he's going to be extra alert.
right. But if somebody tries to correct or punishing it, it's gonna redirect to the person, no matter how good
Right.
the dog is.
Okay, so there you have it. Don't ever punish any of your dogs or correct them. A dog can correct your dog, but if you missed a moment on correction, he's not going to know what's happening. He's not going to know why you're correcting him.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Dogs don't correct each other. Dogs express their feelings, their personal feelings, how they feel about things.
But putting it in layman's terms, it would be, that's how I put it anyway,
Okay.
because they try to correct the dog and you can't do it.
No, we should.
So I let the dogs handle it in most cases, not all. They can't handle everything. They can't do all the work. All right. So, wow. Now, Hillary,
Yes.
what would his perfect home look like?
He is really pretty laid back most of the time. He likes being inside or outside. I don't think, I don't know if a guardian situation would be ideal for him. He really likes being in the house, at night and stuff. Very acclimated.
I get it.
Did not take him long to acclimate to the bed. So, I don't know, if that would be ideal, but he has gotten along with everyone that he meets. We have kids and he loves the kids.
That's what I was just going to ask. How old are you have kids, Hillary?
Yep, I do.
And how old are your kids?
So we have a 9-year-old, but then we also have neighbors that are 5, and so they're over frequently as well. I would be a little cautious at the moment, him going to a home that has really little children, just because he gets so excited when you come home. He just really wants to be getting love and pet right away. And he can jump up sometimes. We're working on sitting right away when we come home, so he's getting, some positive attention for doing the right thing. but I would be nervous, if he were to find a home tomorrow, going to a home with little kids just for that reason. He's
Okay.
not aggressive in any way. He loves every kid that he's met, but just only for the fact, of just how big he is and how excited he gets. He just
Okay.
doesn't fully get that yet. And I think, a lot of that is just from the way that he acts. I don't think that he ever had been an inside dog. It seems like everything is a little new to him. He's just figuring out how things work. So it's nothing that he's trying to do to be bad or anything. He just needs to learn. So
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. As excited as he gets when you get home, how does he do when you leave?
he does really good. We have cameras inside our house, so I was able to watch him from work, the first couple of days, and he would get nervous the first few days, and he would whine at the door and pace back and forth. But now that he knows the routine and he knows that we're coming back, he just pretty much sleeps all day on the couch or, in his bed. So he does fine when we leave. He doesn't jump or bark or cry or anything. He knows we'll be back, and so he just seems to sleep most of the day when we're gone. So
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Now, I remember the Utah rescue when I remember that when they posted his name. I remember the name more than I remember him, because unfortunately in Utah, he's kind of the result of Utah's laws. So any of this, did whoever did this to him, did they do anything against the law that they can get in trouble for? That comes to your mind?
Not as far as how I understand things work there. No.
Okay. Because when we had Naomi on a while back, she watched a couple of her siblings get shot, and the thing of it is that was outrageous and appalling, but it wasn't illegal.
Right.
Okay, that's the problem. So,
Yeah.
but I can safely say that this particular dog could be a result of Utah's laws that they've got in place, and that's really sad.
Yeah.
Is there any
Um,
advocates that are doing anything about this, Steve, in Utah?
oh, they've tried. The best have tried, and Tina tried. She worked herself sick physically. And so we're trying right now as we speak. We're getting the information outside of Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe public opinion can help.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
The officials. You got to go all the way up.
Social media pre-election period is a good thing to pressure.
Yeah. But you got to be careful with social media, because that can get out of control real quick. But nothing's helped yet. So maybe the public share the show, share his video. Maybe if the public gets a little more involved, maybe that'll get their attention, and maybe they'll put something on their priority that would be welfare for the animals instead of the ranchers. This is all about, they got to protect their ranchers, but they don't have to take away protection from the dogs in order to protect their ranchers. Okay.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be a median there.
Animal cruelty is animal cruelty, and
Yes.
people that do those things, I get that they can get away with it, but it doesn't make it. It's still wrong.
And besides that, animal cruelty, maybe if we let the dogs define more of the definitions and keep them in the equation, maybe the dogs could have a little bit better life here and there, because, man, the animal cruelty should be pretty obvious. But yet they didn't break any laws when they shot him and left him for dead. Okay. I can't imagine someone knowingly doing that and knowingly dumping him like that, knowing he was alive, but you never know. I mean, now granted, there's a lot of good ranchers in Utah. This isn't all ranchers. Don't get me wrong. This is a few, and there's probably way more than they want to admit to, but this isn't all ranchers. Man. Oh, by the way, we had a question on there. She came on late. She wanted to know why, was asked if he was shaven. So probably to do surgeries and stuff, this dog was dumped in the middle of nowhere, intended to not be found,
Yeah.
and with multiple gunshot wounds and injuries from apparent coyote attacks and stuff, and severely 60 pounds. He only weighed 60 pounds at the
Yeah.
time. So that's why, and he might be an Akbash. I don't know what breed he is for sure, because there's not enough. We hasn't been back long enough, recuperated enough. What do you think he is, Hillary? You're with him. What breed?
The other photos, of when he was taken in before he was shaved at the vet, he looked like a Pyr.
Okay.
Although I think he is one of the only Pyrenees that we have that does not have the double dew claws. So, he may be mixed with Akbash or something else, but as far as his personality goes, pretty consistent with the other Pyrs. Although
Okay.
he, still could be going through, working through his trauma or whatever, but we've had him for almost 2 months and he barely barks at all.
And that time will tell what's going on there, right, Roman? Yep. Okay. So, wow, ain't this something? And I was just now reading that, Melanie. Thank you for bringing that up. Talking about the laws. This court case has been going on for a little while now. So why has this been dragging out? This is animal cruelty. Why is it dragging out? Are they trying to define what's cruel to animals? Ask the dogs. This is a Newfoundland rescue. Always remember, one day you may rely on a Newfoundland to come save you. So be good to that dog.
Napoleon
Did you read Lori's comment?
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right here. It's on the screen. It's on the
Why
screen.
would someone put him in a crate and just?
Yeah,
that's,
I know.
They can't even. That's double cruel.
Right. And crate. I believe in crate training. All right, but I don't believe in a dog living in a crate either. So crates have their place. And one of the first ones I can think of is, you ever have any unplanned surgeries and your vet does a surgery, an emergency surgery, and orders a crate rest, that's not the time to start your crate training. Okay. It's always good to have it already there. And if you never use it, that's fine. Okay. The trial keeps getting postponed because, it wasn't a newfie. Okay. All right. Shouldn't matter. Shouldn't be postponed because it wasn't a newfie, but I'm sure that's not what you meant. Wow. Ain't this something? Hi, Gloria from Huntsville, Alabama.
He's
Wow.
tired.
He is.
It's really hot here. It's been 100 degrees for the whole week. And so he was outside this morning. So he's pretty tired.
Yeah, your visual didn't go with your narrative there about how playful and active he is.
I know. No, it's only a couple times a day for very short spurts.
Okay.
Otherwise, this is pretty much how he's found the remainder of the time.
Right. Well, depending on how long he was out there, because that's hard to tell, because stuff like that can happen quickly. But if he was out there long enough, he also lost muscle mass too, and and that could make him tired easily. So
yeah. He sure is energetic on our walks, though. We usually go for 2, half-hour to 45-minute walks a day, and he loves that. But then straight after that, he gets a snack and then goes to lay down.
You're looking for somebody. Are you looking for somebody local there so you can to find a home for him?
So we're in Montana.
Yeah.
That's always ideal, but that's up to the rescue. As long as they're a qualified candidate, then they're happy to transport him again.
And dogs like this,
always nice. They're a little bit closer, so you can kind of.
They're really going to scrutinize an application with a dog like this, right? I would hope.
Think so, yeah.
Yeah. Because it already seems like when you apply, it seems like you got to pry the dog out of their cold dead hands, but there's a reason for that. All right. Because of where he came from. They don't want to take any chances with him. Okay. Or any of the other dogs.
Right.
Wow. I know you got to leave, Hillary. When do you have to leave? Can he stay? Maybe. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we've got a few more minutes if you have any questions.
All right. I don't. I think you've done a fine job. And boy, I'll tell you what, you've even done I mean, both ways. You've done a great job with him.
Thank
And you're
you.
giving him the necessary knowledge that he needs. Wow. Nice
What is
work.
what is your transport area? Um,
So he came from obviously Utah to Montana.
right.
But they usually, any of the surrounding states, they're usually fine with. They try and keep it, to the surrounding states. But, I'm sure if it was someone further away, they may be okay with that. But I know we go to obviously Wyoming, Colorado, Idaho, all those places. So,
Yeah. Now they have sent one to Michigan one time.
okay.
Somebody that Levi knows, and whatever it's worth, that dog is living the life of a king. All right. And but the thing of it was is that Levi and I are in the area. That was helpful. Okay. And so it depends. Yeah, Rena's right. Rena's with the Great Pyrenees Rescue Society also. So's Jamie. And she says, great job. And, Texas has their share of stuff too, but boy, so does Utah. And somebody might want to let Texas and Utah know that this isn't a contest, okay? We don't have to see who can abuse the dogs the worst. So, but Texas has their share of problems, and they're big.
The main problem is the industry that handles animals. And if you put the term, what exactly is cruelty, it affects their business. So dogs considered for them part of livestock. So you have to define what is livestock cruelty. And if that was in the plate on a paper, they would not be able to handle animals anymore. So
Right.
that's you have it why they cannot say yes to it. But they
Yeah.
can only go on federal. It says define animal cruelty and put the name dogs to that, and that includes them too. So,
Right. And that's what will need to happen in Utah. And Idaho is similar. Um, and Wyoming is, there has got to be a federal guideline somewhere along the line, you know? So, all right, Hillary, thank you so much for bringing this boy on. And
Thank
oh, by
you.
the way, we forgot to say where he is. He's with the Great Pyrenees Rescue Resources, Utah, Montana, GPRRUM.
Yep.
And boy, I tell you, I would have really gotten beat up by girls again had I forgot, didn't mention that. So, and they would have came out from Salt Lake City and kicked my butt. Right. But they get dogs like this. This isn't, I hate to say it, but I haven't, this is one of the worst I've seen along with the story. The dog shouldn't have a story like this ever,
Yeah.
but they see it all the time. And we also there was a case a few years ago, back in 2017, I think it was, and a dog that they saved off the mountain, they got charged with felonies over it. That they had to save this dog because it couldn't walk. It would take a few steps and collapse. So they carried this dog off the mountain, and they got charged with felonies.
Oh my goodness.
That's bad wrong. Okay, that's very wrong. So, and wow. Hillary, thank you so much for bringing him on. We'll get you out of here,
Thank you.
maybe, because it's hard to shut me up sometimes. All right.
Thanks for having him on and featuring him. We appreciate it.
All right. Thank you so much, Hillary. I'll take you down so you can exit gracefully. Wow. I'll tell you. That is something. See, that's why I'm not in rescue. I'm a wimp. I believe in an eye for an eye, and can't do anybody any good from jail.
remember
So,
Manny, the dog I worked with,
Manny, yep.
right?
I remember you
So
had to go
Manny
bring him back
was,
after one of the.
minus the bullets. It was used as a dogfighting dog by a police officer.
Ah, okay. So he wasn't even a
So
bait dog. He was a fighting dog.
yeah, him and his brother, according to multiple veterinarians assessing the bite wounds, there were very old ones, fresher ones, and new ones in a row. And they have been in different shelters doing treatment like that. So they went, instead of going to the vet, they went to the shelters.
Wow.
So
Portland just received a bunch of dogs just the other day from a dog fighting ring.
Is that new for you? I saw your post and you sounded almost surprised. That's commonplace out here. We're working hard on busting up these rings.
I think it's everywhere. I think these dogs that are coming into Portland, came into Portland, were from California, from what I understand.
No, it doesn't matter. They come from everywhere.
Oh, I know.
Before we get too far along, I almost forgot at the beginning of the show to mention we had a couple of adoptions, didn't we? We had the blind dog that we had on last year. Her name was Winnie. She was in the countdown timer. She's being adopted in North Carolina.
She is?
Yes.
Wait a minute. So Laura has Winnie.
Laura has Winnie. Yes.
I didn't. Okay.
I just found out on the phone from Rena.
Oh my God, that's fabulous! Because
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
absolutely.
oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
And her sibling is also partially blind. Her sibling will be.
Oh my God, that's awesome! I didn't know this must have happened like quick because I
just heard about it. Just before the show, I heard about it.
Like the end of the week, and she didn't say that.
And then we had another awesome adoption. Your Lauren got adopted.
Yes, third foster fail.
She didn't have to even leave her home.
Is like going, oh my God.
I may have.
You know what?
I may have made a mistake. Her adopter is partially blind. So I'm sorry, it's not the dogs. The adopter is partially blind.
Okay.
Oops. But anyway, she said the reason you haven't heard it, she hasn't posted it yet.
Oh.
So we got to have breaking news here. How about that?
Yeah, because I didn't see it come through.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good.
But I'll tell you, when I read that you adopted Lauren, that made me so happy. At the same time, I'm thinking, dadgummit, because that hurricane that just hit, and I was going to ask Jamie to bring Lauren on, and no, she probably won't now, because now that she tried hard to get her adopted, but now that it's hers, oh, don't try to take her dog.
I mean, I didn't do it just because she wasn't getting.
Oh, I know that. I saw this coming.
I think B would have been really upset at me because these two are like two peas in a pod. So,
you know when I started wondering if that dog was ever going to leave, way back when she ate your cord to your vacuum cleaner. You weren't even, that didn't even faze you.
No,
you weren't bothered at that at all.
I have a ton of plants in my living room, and I've had to put them all up on. And I just went to Lowe's and bought more plant stands because she eats all my indoor plants. So now I had to put them, all of them.
Well, I remember when I gave you one of the tips on what to do with that. You said, "No, I've been wanting a new vacuum anyway."
Yes, I did. That one didn't work very well. So, yeah.
So Lauren helped you out, and then when I see her interact, the hose was the killer. I knew right then she can't leave. Nobody's going to do the hose like you do.
Oh no! And I turn on the sprinkler system, and she literally sits in the middle of the yard.
Wow. So, and I believe you adopted her for both of you, because she's definitely entertaining, isn't she?
She is entertaining. Now we just got now they're all adopted. So Laura, lovely Laura, needs to
Laura got adopted too?
No, but she would. Yeah,
we have. Is Laura the last one, or there's still one of the pups?
Yeah, she's the mom. No, all of them. Well, I call her Lulu, but Lauren is the last. Was the last one, the last sibling.
Okay. Yeah. Even Debbie says that's good news too about Winnie, because Winnie was on the show and she was pretty young then, and Laura's had her for quite some time, and this is awesome.
Her rescue's eating her indoor plants also. Plant stands, Lori. I just bought. I have a ton of them, so that's all. It keeps her away from them.
Now, isn't Rebel one of the Great Pyrenees, or is he one of the Newfoundlands? She has a balanced life. She has 2 and 2. 2 Newfies and 2 Pyrs. She likes balance in her life. Okay. So, they are on plant stands. She just has big dogs.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's not just her. Every puppy that's been in my house has wanted to eat my houseplants. So
All right.
it's not
I got
just
some more breaking news, possibly breaking news. I know of another adoption. Roman adopted a dog.
She's sleepy.
Oh, God. Looky there.
Aw.
Where? I don't see. Oh, right. Oh, I couldn't even see it until you pointed.
So I
And
know people
what-
freak out. Why didn't you get a Mastiff? Why didn't you get a? I didn't get anything.
Wait, what, Roman? What kind of dog is that?
She is a purebred rough collie.
Rock
Oh,
collie.
rough collie.
Rough collie.
So
That's right. I remember reading that. I don't know the breed.
I had no intention to get a dog. Like, no, I'm just grieving from these guys. I downsized from 13 dogs down to 1 and waiting for her to kind of to pass so we can do things. And right,
Well, you
went to
work
the
with
pet
dogs
shop.
daily. You don't, you know.
I kind of burned out a little bit. So I went to a pet shop buying some treats for my little guy, and I saw this. Somebody told me she fosters a dog. I was like, whenever you have a problem, let me know, and I can help you out because she's very helpful and I'm helpful too. And she's like, well, I don't know if he's gonna keep her. Her? Yeah, she's a puppy, and I'm just fostering her. She's been through lots of homes. She was bred to be a support dog, service dog to help for people with disabilities to get her up. But she grew up too short.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh,
Now, what are you
she's an
talking about?
adult. She's an adult.
No, she's a year old.
Oh, it's
Okay.
okay. She's young. Yeah.
And let me see a picture. Oh my God. Who wants to give up that dog? It's just so stinking cute. And I had a dog named Stilly that was a border collie. She looked exactly like her, just the snout was a little bit shorter. And I'm kind of like, and she's like, well, if I decide not to keep her, I'll let you know. And I'm like, yeah, sure you do. Nobody's going to keep that dog off. I get a phone call a week later. Well, you want her? And I'm like, no. And my wife is like,
We can tell.
remember the
You've been
conversation?
married long enough.
And
You've
my
been
wife
married
said,
long enough. When you say no, it still means yes. I get it.
yeah, no, I'm just, and she's like, oh my God, we should check it out. And I'm like, okay. Internally, I wanted a dog, but I had to compromise with a smaller size. And I'm a big guy dog, right? And I want dogs to have like 100 pounds plus. That's kind of my size. And Barbara is more a smaller dog. She's more kind of convenient or like smaller size. And because of her health issues, she doesn't want to have difficulties handling the dog and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I kind of put it on the side, never thought about it. And she came just perfect, exactly in the middle. Smaller size, big dogs with hair that don't have a problem because her hair don't stick around. They're long, but they're individual. They're kind of easy to vacuum up. And even though she's puppy, she's rough puppy.
Rough.
I had-
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's a
I read
blessing.
that, and that just made me smile when I read that. Roman
It's a
adopted a
blessing.
dog. This
I
is
appreciate
awesome.
it because she helps me remember things that I usually forget. Deal with
Yeah.
puppies.
Wait a minute, that's what your wife's for. 50
No,
years
Ian,
from now, she'll remind you of stuff you did 50 years ago.
Everybody's work here.
Is that
Um,
Ashley that's saying hello? Is that you, Ashley, on Mountain Mamas?
No, I did.
Oh, that's
I
you.
thought myself.
Oh,
I said hello. Oh shit.
Hey, Roman, did you have Toby for a short time?
Toby?
The cattle dog?
No.
I thought you did. Okay, then I misunderstood.
I
thought-
have so many dogs that I work with. I don't remember.
Right. See, I remember, I think I know the dog she's talking about. You did an educational video with him,
Oh, well,
Yeah. one of your videos.
right. Jamie,
Yeah,
do we know each other?
it's
Sorry,
okay. It's okay. I thought somebody said Roman had him for a short time, but maybe I misunderstood.
Oh, that one I'm not sure about.
I
Then.
had
I picked him up from Salem. I picked him up from Salem.
Oh, okay.
Transport.
Okay, so you did transport. Oh,
I
that
kept him
dog.
here for a couple days and then put him on transport back to Texas, to Monica in Texas.
When was this?
Oh,
This was just, I don't know, before I got these two little puppies. Oh, no, wait, did I have them? No, this was just like a month ago. Not quite a month ago. Yeah, about a month ago.
Because Roman in the past has helped with transport, but he's not a regular on that I know of.
no,
No, he
I
was
haven't
in
done
boarding.
transport.
Because he can get busy. He can get
Toby
pretty
was
busy sometimes.
Toby was a foster the one that the foster tried to euthanize. And then
Oh, that one.
Ashley put him in boarding. So you do know about him, right?
I have ADD. I don't remember what I had for lunch. But
okay.
what I remember is I had the conversation about that, and they decided to pull the dog away from the person and find him at home. I didn't get physically involved, but theoretically I got.
Okay.
So you knew the story.
I remember a little bit of the story, but
Yep.
I work with so many clients every day. And no.
All right.
But by the
Famous
way,
last words.
that's appropriate. I do have a guardian dog, and that is local here in Eugene. Got himself into trouble with little kids. He had an infection, and he kind of got a little bit rough with the kids, and parents are super afraid of it now. And they need to rehome the dog. So in case somebody's interested, he's a good farming dog. He's really taking care of business. He's a natural.
So he's a working dog?
Yeah, he's a working dog. Okay. He takes care of chickens. He
Wow.
stays in the property.
That's
He
good.
stays in the property. He loves the eggs. Gets sometimes in a scruffle if somebody comes too close.
I
to
like
the
eggs. I like eggs in the morning too.
Yeah, and so he's safe around the chickens, but he aggressively goes after the chickens if the chickens are mean to him. So
You know what? I may have to get in touch with you because a neighbor of mine, their friends who I met, they do have one Great Pyrenees, a working dog, and they were looking for another one. And when I was walking Gunner, I said, I'm sorry. Yeah, Gunner's, our dog.
Another dog too. He lives with a golden.
They were looking specifically for a guardian because they have one, but they wanted another one. Huh. Okay.
Cool. Do you still have the puppies, the Mountain Mama puppies?
Me?
Yeah. No, you're the only one I know.
Yes.
Why didn't we feature them?
I don't know, but
I was so excited about Lauren getting adopted, I forgot about them.
Yeah, they need to get neutered and spayed, and it's really expensive here in the Pacific.
And I think we talked about that when you had them on the show last time. When they get closer to adoption, you'll bring them back on.
Yeah, I think Ashley was going to reach out to you, Roman, to see if you knew of any. It's so expensive here, right? There's no rescues that, all of the shelters now most of them do cats, like the Humane Societies, but all the other shelters, you have to be low income, and they don't do them for 501c rescues. Gretchen said there is one in Everett, but that's so far from me. I can't drive that far and take these pups up there. So yeah, I don't know. It's like it is here. It's like, $450 for a neuter. And that's not even and then there's $130 for blood work.
And you're in Washington, right?
Yep. So it's in Oregon and Washington. It's just expensive now. It's just really expensive.
That's ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
Redmond, Oregon.
We have a question for Stephen Roman from one of our viewers from North Carolina. They have a GP lab mix that having some aggression when someone she doesn't like or know comes to the house. It's making it where they have to always be there. Someone can't watch. They have to travel, and it's causing difficulties.
She's aggression towards humans, it looks like, with people she doesn't know.
Right? So people cannot come in the house to take care of the dog.
No, he can't let anybody dog sit. That's what the problem is.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's lost four plane tickets. He had to cancel trips and everything over this. So this is pretty serious. and euthanasia is mentioned. So, okay, you want to take it first, Roman, or you just take it completely? You want to put it back up, Melanie?
Oh, I can put it back up.
I can help this person. I'm sorry for the tickets, but it seems to me that I had certain expectations of the dog, that he would be okay with a stranger coming in the house while the people are not there. They were missing the introduction phase,
Right.
and the departure phase. So the dog, A, starts having separation anxiety of the people leaving the house, and then B, the dog starts being protective of the house, because in that separation anxiety, aggression is the next thing to happen, and that's what usually happens. I had experience in New Jersey with a pet sitter taking care of 2 Cane Corso. So they were fine, friendly with everyone. As soon as the people left and locked the door, that was it. The dog was kind of alarm system. It took us 3 hours to get the person in the house, but we had a procedure how to do that.
Mm-hmm. See, a lot of times too, when a dog has a problem with the visitor, it's because in a lot of cases the visitor accidentally challenged the dog. Okay.
After a show, I have to go and pick and take care of a dog who failed 2 pet sitters, and the people are on traveling, so I got to step in and take care of that.
Okay. Well, you're going to go dog sit because you know how to approach.
And he's a guardian dog.
Yeah. Wow.
Oops.
Hey, Roman, maybe you, because this is not, I think this is a little more common than, like can you talk about, like, for this person as well? I mean, it's probably, I don't know if it's too late to do it at some point, but how do you do the introduction phase? And it should,
I'll keep it short. First of all, some things have to be prepared. A, the dog has to have a secure attachment relationship with one of the handlers. Without that, the dog will not trust the situation through the process. Usually what people do, let the dog do his own business, and then they try to intervene in the dog's business if things are too late. So my suggestion is, quickly, building secure attachment, teaching the dog specific cues that he can listen and trust through. For example, if I tell my dog to wait, the dog shouldn't feel punished or any other way disencouraged, but it would be a suggestion. And so through that process, teaching the dog certain greeting routines that have to be established without the trigger. Like, what's going to happen if somebody's at the door, right? So we have to do door desensitization. We need to do step desensitization. We need to do lock and door opening desensitization. The dog should expect certain things to happen if that door opens. Now, usually what happens if somebody comes from the front door? Strangers are coming from the front door. Who's coming from the garage door? Family members come from the garage. So we have already created that split. Bad things, good things. Good things come from the garage door. Bad things come from the main door. So the dog needs to learn that things can happen. Somebody can open the keys, right? It could be our people. And so creating that positive thought process rather than negative thoughts. Now, we know also from guardian dogs, they have a predisposition to have negative thoughts. Oh, there are some wolves out there. Maybe we can become friends. No. They're default negative until they've been proven positive, right? So then we have to teach the dog a greeting procedure. What does the dog expect from a stranger to feel? People always come to the conclusion that strangers have to give food to the dog because we have to reinforce that. Wrong. The dog should always come back to the person who handles the dog to get reinforced, not to the person who is a trigger. The other thing you have to pay attention is a guardian dog will be a guardian dog no matter what. You cannot prove him otherwise because you're the trigger, you're the intruder. Telling him no, it's not going to work. It's like telling a cop not to cut you a ticket. You're already getting in an argument. So we have to teach the dog how to meet in neutral place. And then the dog has to learn who can come through the door. Family members and the new person that we met that plays the same games we play. Therefore, he's being part of the family because he does the same thing that we do. The same schedule, the same games, the same words, the same cues. And now the dog makes association. So these guys know our tricks and our games. must be one of us, which I don't remember. But anyway, oh, well, I guess I'm going to figure it out. So at the same
Now
time,
I can go sniff him.
right, we need to give that dog options. Some dogs are sight-oriented dogs. Some dogs are scent-oriented dogs.
Yep.
So the person should have a consistent scent when he comes back to the house so the dog can remember the person, right? So I would always have something close from the new person who has to take care of my house in the dog's proximity so the dog gets comfortable with the scent. And I'm not saying fresh washed clothes from the washing machine. I'm telling the person's scent, including the dogs he's walked earlier. Because for the dog, the person may be fine, but he smells like a German Shepherd, a Beagle, a Greyhound. Who knows what he smells? And that triggers the dog as well, because that's not a common scent.
I like what
So-
you said about them coming to you, because you hear a lot that people say, hey, you give you some treats, and when you come in as a guest into my home, give my dog a treat. I don't like
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
either.
no.
I don't like
But
that
here's what
either.
happens. The dog wants to meet you under his terms,
Yep.
right? So put your mind a police officer who pulls you over. What does he expect you to do? Follow instructions. What does the dog do? He wants you to follow instructions. He barks at you because he wants you to stop doing things what you're doing. So don't move, stay put. Turn away, don't be a threat, don't challenge the dog. Let the dog come up to you, figure out who you are, what you're up to. And if it doesn't make physical contact with you, you're not interacting with the dog. The dog should, like, guardian dogs are non-lethal dogs, right? They're not
Yes.
want to kill you, right?
That's
The other
right.
part
That's
is
not their
important.
first
Guardian dogs
line of
want to
defense.
feel safe. Don't try to control them. They need to feel in control. So I want my dog, and eventually you're going to see that today. I'm going to video record it. How I give the dog feeling of control. I want him to feel like I'm a remote control.
That's
And
right.
once he has that control, he feels safe. Therefore, I'm safe, and therefore, nothing is being worried about.
So this
Right.
I'm not
person
getting out of the car.
this person has obviously dealt with this for a while. Don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know if
Right.
they've gotten training or anything, because it's not intuitive for all of us to just do these best
Right.
things all the time.
Right, right.
Our
One thing that I
intentions
know
are
to tell you-
good, but it's
When-
not too late, right? For like if
No,
somebody's
no, it's
had
not
to
too
do
late.
with
No.
that for like
No.
several years.
However, if there's a prehistory of training approach that wasn't fear and pain free, the dog can make association. People who I meet and they want to control me are bad people. So
Oh,
let's
now
say, for
that's
example,
scary.
I bring in a trainer who wants to train my dog and they use aversive methods. How did the person come into the house? Oh, through the front door. And they wanted my leash to control me. And then I felt this way about the person. 3 times, I'm going to generalize the idea. Don't trust anyone that is being introduced by your family.
Right.
So this
Right.
person
So-
says they've been with 3 different trainers.
Jose, I
Right.
would recommend you go out to holisticdogtraining.org, set up an appointment with Roman.
Right.
To get some one-on-one work with him. Go right to the top. You won't need another trainer.
I can help the people to kind of understand how to communicate with the dog, build the relationship back up, and so the dog starts trusting the people again. I don't think there is any trainer out there that is better than the own people the dog trusts.
That's
These are
right.
the people we have to support and give back their power, because giving your power away to a trainer or to a tool is the last thing you want to do. Oh, I have a problem with my relationship. Oh, buy a shock collar. Oh, I have a problem. Oh, hire a trainer. He fixes your husband and wife. Wow, kind of.
And it's amazing
I-
how many trainers use shock collars or
It's,
prom collars.
it's more than amazing. It's scary.
There's a
pandemic.
lot. I think I told you, Steve, when I was searching for a trainer a while back, almost everyone I called.
Yep.
Right.
And I had a similar problem in Oregon.
Good job. And look at all the advertisements out there that are on social media and everything.
Yeah.
They make it sound like, oh, this is a good thing, right?
Yeah, Roman was in a conversation with a lady in a group that he ended the conversation because there was no point. She, all of science and the rest of the world was wrong. She was right.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you talk about. That
Remember that
argument.
one? Yeah.
was-
In Gary Dunn's group.
It's interesting to see the fallacies that come into the game. Oh, I know everything about the shock collars. I watched a guy on YouTube.
That's right. And
Wow.
that was the narrative. That was the baseline.
Yeah, and now she's.
They always
she's
just say, yeah, they always say, well, I really don't have to use it. Well,
She
of
said
course-
that too. She's only used it 5 times on their Pyrenees in 5 months. Well, that's once a month. That's too much.
Right.
Especially on a Great Pyrenees. You put a shock collar on a Great Pyrenees, just don't blame the dog if it goes wrong. Okay?
Yeah.
But
And
that
I
never
told you,
happened.
been there, done it. I know exactly how it happens. As engineer, I can make one myself. I can put it together, sell it together, and sell it. All these things included.
Yeah.
It's not how it seems like. So,
No. The
But, you
worst
know-
part about it is these collars are just unnecessary. There's so many other ways to do this without harming your dog,
I can't
emotionally
imagine
or
using that
physically.
on any of my dogs. I just.
it doesn't
You
have
know
the
what, Roman?
benefits.
And that one, I almost posted that video because everybody kept saying, I just had it on vibrate, I just had it on tone. I almost posted Little
You
Bear's
should.
video.
You should, because let
Well,
them
you
know.
said not to one time because it was actually too violent.
Right, but people need to understand what a tone does.
To me, that was too violent in that group. To me. So maybe I will yet. I'll check with Gary, see if he make sure he's not going to pull it down. I can't believe admins did not step in. I saw Julie. You tagged her.
I would. The reason why I posted my post today was exactly I need admins to step up for those things. You cannot just let things happen.
That's right.
Especially
That's right.
on the.
So the same
Um,
person is asking about crate training. Do they feel comfortable in the crate? If you didn't start crate
It's
training them early,
Possible.
it's hard. But
Yeah.
Let's.
I would
let me
go
put some-
X10 over a crate.
go ahead, Roman.
Aha.
On
There
the
you
very
go.
bottom, biological needs: physical safety, proper nutrition, fresh water, sufficient exercise, which means in a crate the dog cannot do exercise.
Right.
How many times have your dog moved since we talked on the phone for an hour? That is how often the dog has to move physically to get his system going, right?
Mhm.
His system needs to move, right? He needs to change place, and a crate is not a nice place to do that. Now,
Right.
crate
I
is an
understand where he's
American-
coming from.
right? However, yes, we understand the dog has problems. We cannot leave him around because then he's chew everything off. But that separation anxiety, treat that instead of putting in a
Right.
crate. My dog is being reactive to other dogs when somebody rings the doorbell. I get it. Unplug the doorbell. There are options to that. If your dog
Right.
cannot be contained, create a containment area that is big enough according to European standards. It's kind of like the size of a toilet, right? That kind of size. A crate is not a containment device. It's a transportation device from point A to point B
Right.
in a short amount of time. In some countries, it's against the law to put a dog in a crate, except
Right.
for medical reasons at the veterinary's office or transport. That's
Right.
it.
See, what Roman's getting to, what he's leading up to is by the time you get the dog crate trained, you could have already taken care of the reason the dog has to be crate trained. Okay. That's
Right.
what Roman's saying. So,
None of my dogs have
But
ever been in a
I
crate.
agree with training. I agree with crate training the dog because for situations
Medical.
like being at the vet's
Medical.
office, going to the groomer, all the situation, yes, I agree with that, but not for purpose to keep your dog safe. From what? For separation anxiety, it's unsafe. It's
Yeah.
actually counterintuitive.
yeah, you're probably contributing to it in a crate.
You can
yeah.
get a shutdown dog.
Yeah, because
Now, just so everybody knows, I have two 54-inch crates. One of them, I took the door off of it even, and the other one, door never gets shut and latched.
I
That's the dog's
understand
choice
like
to go in.
for puppies, like the two little mountain mama puppies I have right
Mhm.
now, they're in a crate together because
Yeah.
otherwise they would tear up my house.
And we get that, but that's something. The difference there is they're not living in that crate.
Oh no, they run around outside like
Yep.
all the time.
I know. I've seen video.
Yeah,
She has video proof, everybody.
I do. Yeah.
All right. Well, 5 o'clock already in Eastern time, and Roman has to go see a dog, a guardian dog. So he's got his hands full already. All right. And Roman, when you get done there, get a hold of me. I have a couple questions for you on another client. Okay. It's one of your old clients, but they didn't have the money to come back. Yeah, so we wanted to talk about that, and I told her, I said, you never know, he might pop in on one of our sessions. You just never know. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to call it a day, and thank you, Roman, for coming on and saving the day. We can always count on Roman for helping you with your dogs and being there when you need him. All right. So thank you again, Roman. What a show. Next week, well, we don't have a clue what's going on yet because it's a week away. All right. Eventually, we're going to have Wendy back on because she was really. Did you just groom her, or did she get caught outside in Hurricane groomed her?
No, she's actually due for a bath. She's kind of stinky right now.
Okay, well, I can't smell her, so she's fine.
What's the temperature there? Like when your power goes out, that happens a lot in Houston.
She has solar panels and batteries, so she wasn't affected as bad as some.
Yeah, we were able to keep a window unit on in our bedroom, so we were able to keep that comfortable.
Oh, good. Jeez.
And then do the whole house for at least a few hours a day to keep it from getting too bad. So we were not as affected. But yeah, there's people, it's, in the 90s every day, and it's humid, and there's people who
GPRS headquarters has no power.
Yeah.
Still?
All right.
Still.
And just so anybody knows, if anybody's in the Houston area, they need physical help too on cleanup.
God, I know. I saw the video Melise posted. That's just,
terrible.
I'm surprised the dogs were all okay.
Yeah, well, one of them got out and broke a water line feeding Melissa's house. But other than that, yeah, good looking dog too. But nobody got away and nobody got injured. Is what I heard.
Good.
That's good. That's a blessing.
Well, I hope there's a bunch of people helping her out down there.
Yeah, the big giant shade tree in the back came down. That's what took out some of the runs back there.
Even in the winter, don't you guys lose, like the ice storms lose power then too?
Yep.
Oh.
Somebody can sneeze too hard and they lose power in Texas.
I know. I don't understand. Like,
drivers driving on a pole and we are out of Oregon.
The thing of it is, with a hurricane, that's a lot of force.
Yeah.
And what level hurricane was that?
Just a category 1.
Really?
What?
It was only a category 1.
Texas and Florida, man. Those are like two places I would never live.
Wasn't Katrina a 3?
Oh, I think Katrina was more than a 3.
I don't think it was in the end.
I'm gonna look.
No,
okay,
there's
look.
some, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, headquarters is a mess. So anyone in the Houston area, they'll absolutely take assistance, donations, all of those things. Mm-hmm. If you would like to donate and also have a little fun with it, we are still doing our calendar of the month right now.
Yes.
And so
you got that banner ready, right? There it is.
Participate in that as well. That's a big fundraiser for the rescue.
Yep. That's one of the bigger ones. Now, one of the reasons they can't get physical help is because, well, the people that can offer physical help are also in Houston, and they got damaged too. Yeah. All right. It's a mess down there.
Well, maybe, I hope, I donated. I hope a lot of people do, because that at least can get some people maybe in there to help out.
Yep.
Katrina,
there's a link to the PayPal on,
by the way.
Yeah, there's a link to GPRS's PayPal on New Hope Behavior Consultants Facebook page. So you can go there. You can go to Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.org. Right in that blue bar right across the top is your donate button. Okay. So they do need help because money goes fast. It really does. And don't forget, they still have the dogs to care for. All right. This is over and above. So this was unexpected, obviously. And it's just a mess. I was hoping it wouldn't happen. She's gotten lucky over the years, but luck ran out.
I hope there's enough food. I mean, I don't know if she needs dog food still, because there was donation. You can on
We
Amazon.
don't know if, I don't know if they use a rescue bank or not, but we don't know if the rescue bank is up and running either down there. A lot of damage down there. There were millions without power, right, Melanie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and that takes a minute to get it turned back on eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had power lines down in front of headquarters too.
Oh my God, that's so dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was bad. So the goal is to have 85% of the customers who were out of power back up by the end of today. So they're not even expecting to be done by the end of today.
How far are you from headquarters, Melanie?
About half an hour.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't realize you were that far.
Well, in Houston, everything's about half an hour away because Houston's huge.
Uh-huh.
So you're usually looking at a minimum of half an hour, and then up to like an hour to an hour and a half, you have to go to like the totally other side of Houston because it's huge.
Okay. All right. And then there's Dallas Fort Worth. That's what, about 4 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, and people aren't going to want to drive 4 hours to turn around, do half hour's worth of work, and then drive 4 hours back home. So I get that. So arrange a hotel to spend the night and get up early the next morning. Well, there's always a solution somewhere. All right, everybody, we're going to get out of here.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next. Thank you so much, Roman. And we'll see everybody next week as soon as I find the exit video. There it is.